Yeah, I don't know if I should probably Michelle. Michelle, did you want to repost it to the city website or something?
Yeah.
You could
Like
do
right
that.
now?
You could. It's live right now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean, you can do it after or whatever.
Let's just do it now.
Okay. All
Right,
right.
what's the harm, right?
So, do you want me just send? Do you want me just send you the link, or how do you want to do it?
That would be cool. Why would have to want to do that? Like actually put it on the website.
Or or on the Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
After.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Whenever you want to do it, it'll be on the OSM Facebook page, the link, or YouTube. Huh? It's so we're live streaming now, but I have like a slate that runs, and then once it does, I'll kick over to Gary. Just thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah.
Go live. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yep.
You want to just check right here in the office to make sure it kicks over. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm streaming now, so. Awesome. All right, thanks, man. Yeah.
want to thank everyone for coming out this afternoon and having the opportunity to formally present to the City Council the proposed 2024 City of Schenectady operating budget. Again, I want to thank Council President Porterfield, the members of the City Council, for your being here, and look forward to working with you on the formal adoption of our operating budget. Thank you to our department heads and all the city employees for their work in preparation of this budget and the work they do on behalf of the residents of this city every day. Specifically want to acknowledge and thank Anthony Ferrari, Derek Gukamuk, and Liz Nelson from the Finance Department and the time and effort that they've put in this. Michelle Carr, Brendan Savage, and John Coluccio, who's running the slideshow and will make me look semi-good in this presentation. I want to thank our partners that enable projects and initiatives to happen in our city that makes us stronger, makes us more vibrant, and adds a level of excitement to Schenectady. You know, we have a number of projects that are underway or will be in 2024. The upper left is the housing project on Crane Street. The lower left is the block house at Frog Alley. The SI Group moved to Mohawk Harbor. Old World Provisions is moved to Broadway. The center photo is showing a rendering of the rehab of the old Wedgeway building at State and Erie. Armory Studio has been host to the Van Gogh exhibit, which brought approximately 130,000 people to the city of Schenectady. This will be replaced in this coming roughly month by an exhibit on Monet. And GE Verona announced a $50 million investment recently in the production facilities for wind turbines here in the city of Schenectady. We continue to develop affordable housing, the Northside Village, the rehab of the old Elmer Avenue School, the old St. Mary's Rectory, or just to name a few. We have completed or have underway $250 million worth of affordable housing projects in the city of Schenectady. And I want to thank Ray Gillen for joining us today. That partnership with Metroplex, our relationship with the county, the business community, is really unique in terms of how we come together and how we provide services and actually make things happen within this community. The construction continues at the new Central Park pool. Again, that will be completed next year, and I hope everybody will be joining us as we cut the ribbon there and bring a facility that complements the investments that we've made in the A-Diamond and Music Haven, the partnership with the Rose Garden Committee. There are things that are happening there all the time, an exciting adventure. Last week we did a ribbon cutting at the new pickleball courts in Hillhurst Park, and the new tennis courts across the street in Fairview Park are also open. Monday we announced a $500,000 grant from Assemblyman Angelo Santa Barbara for the rehab of the Central Park Casino. And I've included in the budget that I've submitted to the council today a request for an additional $250,000 in our capital budget to make sure that we are able to complete the projected work on that facility. Again, I'm going to step off a little bit and spend some time on cyber security. We need to defend the city of Schenectady against cybercrime, and cybersecurity is everyone's job. And while this really represents a relatively small portion of the budget, we pay about $30,000 for insurance. Malicious cyber actors aren't making the same holiday plans as you and I. Recent history tells us that they look at these events and times to engage in persistent acts that are big and small, look to disrupt our critical networks and systems where they're really operating around the world. And we have to be cognizant of that every day. And so while we're looking at some of the city operations, as members of the media are here, individuals that are here, part of the message when you leave here today is you have to be cognizant of it every day and spread the words to your family and friends. And some of the quick points are slow down. Scammers often create a sense of urgency so that they can bypass your better instincts. Take your time and ask questions to avoid being rushed into a bad situation. Do not click on links or attachments from senders that you do not recognize. Spot check. Do your research to double check the details you're getting. If you get an unexpected phone call, just hang up. If you get an unexpected email about your bank account, then please verify by calling the bank and make sure it's legitimate. Do your spot check a red flag or something fishy. If you spot a red flag or something fishy about an email, verify the suspicious email with a sender through a phone or some other mechanism. And don't send money. Stop and don't send money. No reputable person or agency will ever demand payment on the spot. Often scammers tell you to go off and buy gift cards that are meant only to be given as a gift, not as payment under the threat. And so if you get these type of requests or things, don't hesitate to call the police department or reach out to some family member or somebody that you trust to avoid these just tragic set of circumstances that happen all too often. This slide recaps the larger projected changes in our revenue, and I look forward to going over these numbers in greater detail when the council holds its budget review sessions, and I won't get into that tonight or today. Again, this slide talks about our ARPA funds, that this will be our last time to use ARPA money for the general fund, and no ARPA funds will be available for 2025. And this, depending on the final numbers we adopt and work with, creates approximately a $7.4 million issue that we're going to have to deal with in future years. This and the next slide recap projected adjustments and expenses. And again, which I look forward to going over with the council and department heads in greater detail as we get into the budget review sessions. The next one I have is I'm projecting in this budget $4 million in sales through our homes program. Again, we've had a remarkable track record in creating home ownership opportunities for individuals within the community. Some of those have gone up and down. COVID, we had a general trend up. COVID slowed things down. We couldn't do foreclosures. That is now back in process. We've taken a little over 100 houses that we have in the pipeline for sale. And these numbers show that our current revenue in 2023 is down a little bit. I expect that to be up around $1 million when we close out the year for homes that we have in the pipeline. And again, appreciate the City Council working with staff as we go through that process. Because some of those purchases we know are a little bit more complicated, and there are options that we weigh and try and get the best value for the city as a whole. Again, this recaps property sales historically. It also looks at it geographically, one of our Esri mapping systems. It shows that this is not targeted to any one area in the city, but really across the whole city, where we've had foreclosures. We've worked to, with our realtors, bankers, other real estate professionals, to market home ownership and investment opportunities within the city of Schenectady. The next two slides, this slide and the other ones, recap the departmental budget summaries. I'm not going to spend time going through each one. You know, public safety is a major expense, major concern. I compliment Chief Clifford and the staff in the police department. Our crime in the city of Schenectady is down approximately 33% when you compare it to the 2022 numbers. If you do the 5-year average, which we normally do to level it out so it takes away from the anomalies that may occur in any one year, our numbers are up about 2.1%. You wonder, how does that happen? And again, it was the phenomenon of COVID, where our general trend in crime and other things were heading in the right direction. COVID stopped everything. There wasn't any commercial activity, there wasn't, we didn't sell houses, we weren't doing foreclosures, people were staying in their houses. So crime dropped really down to almost nothing in some cases. But when you then take the year after COVID, as we started to come back, it looks like crime went up dramatically. But it really didn't. It's when you do the averages and it compares it against that 1 year, it looks abnormally low or it looks abnormally high. So we have to sort through those and do an appropriate analytic review so that we're telling the real story of what's happening. And in terms of working with the council, how do we invest the money that we're going to spend in the most effective way to leverage the resources? And while I've just talked about the police department, the same thing is with the fire department, the Office of General Services, so that we're getting the biggest payback for the taxpayer dollar here. Again, those departmental numbers are there, and we'll go over it. The general fund I'm submitting is a little over $111 million this year. The assessed value, the taxable value within the city of Schenectady continues to increase. It shows that our collective efforts, and again I compliment Metroplex, our partners, county government, in the work that the men and women who are employees of the city do every day, that we're creating real value. The tax levy, again, for the last decade has remained fairly stable. It's up a little bit, down a little bit. The budget that I'm submitting to the council today sees a rise of about 1.3% in the tax levy, and that's the amount of total tax dollars that we collect via the property tax. The budget that I'm proposing would keep the tax rate at $12.98 per $1,000 of assessed evaluation. And that chart, again, breaks out where your tax dollars go. A little under half goes to the school district. The city is a little over 30%, and then the county makes up the difference of that. This chart outlines where the tax rate has been. We were much higher in 2015. We had systematically lowered the tax rate. COVID, again, shifted everything. We saw an increase in 2021, 2022, 2023, held it stable. In fact, last year when I recommended to the budget to you, I asked for a tax rate of $12.99, which is what the council adopted in the budget. And it's when we do that final calculation, when the assessed value of the property comes in, there's a lot of times there's a little bit of variance in that number because we don't get that information from the county until mid-November after the budget is adopted. So our tax rate, even though the council adopted it at $12.99 last year, the effective rate was $12.98. So it went down a little bit because of that growth in assessment in other factors that play into the formula. But I'm asking, again, for the council's consideration to continue that tax rate at $12.98. The cost of our trash collection and disposal continue to rise. And I am asking and believe it'll require a fee increase to keep providing this service at the level we do to our residents. And I'm submitting for the council's consideration an increase of $1.50 per week and keeping our exemption process in place. Our municipal service is still very cost competitive with private contractors in our neighboring communities and suburbs. And what this will do is actually bring the revenue closer to actually covering the cost of garbage collection. So today, the general fund subsidizes garbage collection, and in looking to equalize that and level that out, and again, look forward to working with the council on ways that we could modify that collection, build efficiencies into it, better educate the public to again, appreciate the service we have and continue to deliver it in a manner that they appreciate and shows real value. Our water and sewer funds, looking for funding at the water level of $9.8 million and the sewer fund at $15.7 million. We have made major investments in our water and sewer system. Just the force main and pump station on North Ferry, the new wells that we're putting in our water fields in Rotterdam. To keep these funds balanced, we need small rate increases, and I'm asking for rate increases of what would effectively be slightly under 5 cents a day in the water fund and approximately 20 cents a day in the sewer fund. These are big operations. They really affect dramatically the quality of life in our community, but we at the same time have to pay for them. In the proposal submitting to the council, I'm asking for $7.4 million in capital budgets. Again, look forward to the opportunity to go through that with you and the department heads and explain where these investments will continue to allow us to deliver services, build efficiencies in, and again, hopefully create overall value for the city of Schenectady. Detailed in that prior slide, the golf fund, there's numbers there, but that fund is fluid and actually will have zero effect on the overall capital budget. And again, it's treated as a separate fund. That just one of the success stories in Schenectady, Livingston Energy has been a partner in a number of projects we've done here. They started a few years ago with 2 employees. Today, they have over 100 full-time equivalent employees and installed over 2,000 charging stations. And they have 5,000 charging stations in the pipeline. So they're now in 25 states in Canada. It is a robust and growing company, and it's just one of the many success stories that we have within the city of Schenectady. I talked about GE and their $50 million investment. There are a number of entities like Livingston that, again, Metroplex has helped bring in and grow, that the diversity and the vibrancy of our economic base is really amazing. And so Livingston has been a partner in those charging stations, but also in promoting the transition to electric vehicles. This is National Drive Electric Week. Our event on that will be Sunday, coinciding with the Schenectady Green Market. We've been contenders in that for the last 3 years. Last year, we were #1 in the country in terms of participation. We won't know until next week if we're where we finish in this, but we are in line again to be #1 in the country in this endeavor. And so if you're not doing anything Sunday from 10 to 2, stop down to the Green Market and swing by the displays that we'll have out on Liberty Street for the Electric Vehicle Week. Our smart city deployment continues through the CARES project. It's providing for 304 access points. We've got 193 wireless access points deployed through the city for Wi-Fi, for public use, and to support the delivery of city services. Again, if you look at the utilization, it's steadily increased. We are seeing in excess of $2.2 million, or yeah, I wish it was $2.2 million, 2.2 million hits a day, website visits. So people are using this. People are seeing the value. It's something that, again, other communities have done very small areas. They do business districts, they do streets. Schenectady, we're building it out citywide, again, to create value, to create equity, and improve overall efficiencies within the city. Thursday night, had the opportunity, it was Wednesday night, had the opportunity to participate in the 30th anniversary of the Center for Technology and Government's milestone at the University at Albany. They're the applied research unit there. They awarded the city of Schenectady their Outstanding Partner Award for our work together over the last 10 years. So again, we are getting recognition for the work that we're doing. It is humbling from my perspective, but again, it reflects on the investments we're making, the budgetary decisions that the council has made, and it really creates real value within the city of Schenectady. And with that, I again look forward to working with the council in a thorough review as we move forward and adopt a formal budget by the 1st of November. I thank you, and everyone enjoy your weekend. You don't have any.